Today was the day that we got Black Ops 7 Zombies gameplay, and it was quite interesting, and it wasn't really what I was expecting, but it was what I was expecting because the gameplay that we've seen previously from the teasers, it looks very promising. We got some very 4K footage to look over the footage, and I watched over countless Zombies YouTubers over Call of Duty Next. These content creators got to play for a certain time period, then they got pushed away into Warzone, which was really weird and made it very uncomfortable to watch. I don't know why, but it was very, as you guys see the background here, we're using some type of SMG here. It could be an assault rifle, I really don't know. And we're using the firework aim mod, which looks phenomenal and the colors look great. In today's video, we're going to go in a deep dive of what they talked about in today's Black Ops 7 Zombies intel and what they talked about during Call of Duty Next. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure to hit that bell and the notification to never miss a single video, and let's jump in right this gameplay. So the gameplay will start from the starting room of Ashes of the Damned, which is the Peacekeeper. And also thanks for Chopper for making me use this footage for a YouTube video. He actually replied to my comment on Twitter. I really appreciate that. So his gameplay is all from him. So this gameplay is very cool here, and there's some the HUD doesn't really look all that. I'm not really a fan of it, but I wish Treyarch would kind of split the HUD between the game modes, like multiplayer, zombies, Warzone. Campaign should have all their own separate HUD, so it actually looks kind of independent to each game mode and actually feels what you're playing feel unique. And just having that multiplayer-ish HUD on your zombies footage, well, gameplay, it just doesn't feel right, man. It doesn't feel right or look right, and it just doesn't look clean at all. So hopefully we can change to the Black Ops 3 zombies HUD or something that's more fitting to the mode. But I think overall, the quality of the gameplay and the atmospheric of the locations of different parts when you explore is kind of amazing, and it's very vibrant and very colorful, which it's a very dark etherish, which I love. Coming out of spawn and seeing quick revive is right there, then you have to kind of shoot this plate here or melee it, and you'll find Ted's head, which is part of an objective, which if you kind of go on the side of the truck here, the wonder vehicle, you can place an upgrade on old Tessie, which is the Ted head. And once you have done that, it's going to kind of do this electric effect on it. And I'm not really a fan of the text and the fonts they used for the HUD. As you see there on the left-hand side, you can say it says drive or Tessie to Van Dorn Farm, which the font I'm not really a fan of. I think the HUD overall is kind of wonky and not really well polished, but I think it's well designed better for multiplayer because the bottom is the HP, we have the salvage, we have the points, we have the army, we have the self-revive, we have the gamer tag, we have the icon depending on what character you're playing. We have the objective on the left center side. We have the minimap. We have the compass on the top. It shows you what location you're at and where the enemies are. On the top right, it shows what round you're on. We have the gobblegums on the right side, which look very, I do like that though. That's very clean. And we have the kind of field upgrade and the weapons, the lethal and tactical, and the gun you're using, and the ammunition and the magazine. It is kind of weird how you turn on power for Ashes of the Damned because you have to go to these locations and actually shoot the spores, and once you have shot it fast enough, it will kind of destroy itself and you have to find a switch, which I think if you don't shoot it fast enough, it kind of regrows and you have to reshoot the spores again. And the improvements and visual how good the ammo box is pretty fascinating. The bullets are kind of levitating in the air with this kind of yellow mist, and it looks freaking amazing. It's not just like a normal box just kind of suddenly sitting there with bullets and you just refill your weapon. It's literally just like magic with Mr. Peaks on the box. It just kind of floats. It's kind of cool. But overall, the gameplay looks very clean. We're on barn here, which I'm not really a fan. It looks pretty cool. I know some buildings that you can't even enter, which is kind of weird. Then you can kind of open that front door. That's what Chopper did in this video. And it seems like each location that you are inside of Ashes of the Damned, you need to do a certain objective to actually turn on the power in that area. You can't just go into an area and just be like, okay, turn on the switch, the whole map is powered up. It does not work like this in this map. Each area has a specific power objective that you need to do. And once you completed that objective, it will turn on the power for that area, which in this gameplay, he shot the spores and he's sitting next to these kind of weird canister thingies. He destroyed the spores. Then after you do that, you defend it for a little bit. Then you kind of find the switch. And in the meantime, in the gameplay, he kept fighting zombies inside of the barn, which is right next to the gum machine, which as you see here, the salvage and the plates still drop. But here we go. We go into another barn here with the hanging zombies, and it looks very cool, very detailed. And this is where the power switch is. And I'm not really a fan of this little area because it seems like it's kind of empty other than the zombies hanging from with a rope. But I think the atmospheric and the sky box itself looks very cool. And it seems like, I don't know if the Ravagers make the kind of round change and it makes it more darker. It looks like it seems like what happened inside of this video, which is very cool. And the Ravagers look very annoying, especially when you're trying to drive your vehicle and they're trying to attack it. I think that's gonna be the worst experience ever, is trying to get one location to another, which there are active jump pads you can activate, which is pretty cool. The vehicle itself is mostly used to kind of get around the map. So right now he is driving the vehicle right now to get to the next location, which it says escape for the objective. It says drive Old Tessie to Ashwood, which is the next area, which as you're on the way there, you will discover different areas and different kind of terrains, and you're getting chased by zombies, and the denizens are just attacking your vehicle, which is kind of horrible. And I don't know how that's going to work for solo players. And once you get to the small town, which we saw in the teasers, and you take the zipline up, I think this is the most creative location ever because it looks like buried in some type of way. I do like the floating objects between when you open doors, which is really, really awesome. And just seeing all the, like this map in particular, it reminds me of more like each area is like a barn fear, but this area specifically, it's giving me that buried vibe from Black Ops 2 because how Western it looks, just looks very gruesome and it looks very modern, and there's not much color on these buildings besides the skybox, which I'm not a fan of the objective here, but kind of have to follow it. As you see here, he's at the next location, and here is another power thing. He needs to kind of destroy the spores off this machine here, and then after he does that, it's going to kind of protect it, which time left until regrowth. So if you don't actually shoot the spores fast enough off the canisters, it will kind of regrow the spores, which you need to hurry up and shoot it before it kind of regrows. And he comes over here and turns on the power for this area. Both areas from the barn and Ashwood are now power is turned on. He's using one of my favorite weapons, which is a Peacekeeper. By the way, it tells you to get back in your vehicle and you kind of drive the car into this garage. You're going to upgrade Old Tessie, which there's different upgrades to Old Tessie. You could put a turret on top of it, which is a DD2. You can even put a pack-a-punch on it, which he just did now, which is very awesome. You could pack-a-punch up to 3 times, sadly, but I wish the pack-a-punch one would just stay in the game. I'm not really a fan of the green rarity or the rarity overall. I think that the rarity just kind of destroys the game. Once you hit a certain round cap, your gun will start doing less damage because based on your rarity, that's the weapon damage you're going to be doing to the zombies. Once you get to high rounds, and if you have a green rarity, it's not going to do much damage. You need to upgrade to like a blue or a purple or at least a legendary because it's crazy. And here is the large map. It looks very cool, and it looks very weird design because I'm so used to the map being so zoomed in, but since this map is so big, it has to be kind of zoomed out to be able to see everything, and it's freaking huge. Each area does have perks in each area. The spawn area has the quick revive, and I think this location has the Juggernog, which it could have been the previous location, which I honestly don't remember. The salvage still does drop, so we have to worry about still collecting salvage from killing zombies. The level up system when you level up your weapons, the icon animation is pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty tough, but I think the fonts overall on the getting kills is kind of annoying. I do like seeing the damage red icon above the zombie and also the bosses because you can tell how much damage you've dealt and how much bullets you need to kill that zombie. I think seeing that red icon is very good for gameplay, but it could be very annoying for other players, and that people that actually want to play classic, you could just turn it off in the settings. And the XP amount you see that pops up when you get a kill, you can actually turn that off in that setting also. I was watching No J's gameplay and he kind of turned all the settings off and it just made everything look like classic. And it seems like after you go to that last part, you're kind of free to whatever you want to do. I don't know if they're cut to a certain limit of the match, but it seems like they only had 30 minutes. And here's that pyramid that's just kind of broken in half there, which is pretty nice. nice. And we have, looks like Black Water Lake. We have a kind of cabin here that has destroyed debris kind of floating. It has that dark etherish feeling, which looks very cool. Looks like we have a expo station right there with the phone booth. And he's kind of just killing zombies outside of this place over here. It looks very clean. And it's kind of weird how this is like, it's more Outbreakish, honestly. I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan. I just want the classic modes to be back, man. And he purchases a door and it looks very nice. We have a fireplace. We have a arsenal machine to upgrade your rarity, put ammo mods on your weapon to do more damage. We also have speed cola. That is nice. We have a rug there. In one of my videos, I thought that pool table was going to evolve into like an Easter egg, how you do in Black Ops 6, how you shoot the balls on the pool table to get extra essence, which it doesn't look like it's going to be in this game because it seems like there's destroyed pieces of wood on the table. So he's kind of just running around this area, which the pack-a-punch camo looks pretty nice. It's orange and kind of wavy and diagonal and kind of ziggy-zaggy. And it has this kind of purple kind of electric going through it along with the orange, which is pretty nice. Looks like from like Black Ops 4. We love the Origins mystery box. It's such a classic and I just can't get away with that ammo box. It looks kind of amazing, not gonna lie. It doesn't look kind of amazing, but it looks absolutely amazing. So he continues to look through the barn and we see some secret writing there and kind of a film directed at the wall with a projector, which this could be a side Easter egg or a main Easter egg. We have all these writings on the walls here with posters, which looks pretty awesome here. It reminds me of the comic book store from Liberty Falls. And I feel like some of these locations have very mysterious things you can interact with. We also have a quick look at the TAC map, the main quest, the expo, pack-a-punch, crafting table, arsenal, door one of his, perk machine, ammo, cache, gobblegum machine, door buys, power door, weapon wall buys, armor wall buy, mystery box, workbench, traps, and rampage inducer. Those points of interest icons are all in that Black Ops 6 zombies, which I think that's the only thing that's changing for this map for Black Ops 7 is the dark ether form of this map has to deliver, and it's way different from what we've seen in Black Ops 6. It's a way bigger map than Terminus. Obviously, it's a large map with a winter vehicle. You travel around the map with this vehicle, and different name locations will have different objective to turn on the power on that specific location. And basically, each area will have perks and different weapons to buy, and it's different secrets to explore. The skybox looks amazing. You can hit the mystery box, which is Origins style. The zombies look amazing, and I think overall the gameplay aesthetic looks amazing, I guess, but I was too worried that this was going to be too much like Black Ops 6, which I was totally wrong. It is like Black Ops 6, but it isn't. They did copy and paste a lot of mechanics, but mostly everything looks the same, and I think the HUD needs to be fixed to be more zombified of the HUD. It just looks too similar to the multiplayer Warzone because, come on, man. Like, what are we doing, man? Come on, man. Come on, Treyarch. Make it more, like, look at Shadow's Evil. Why can't we just be more creative with our HUDs in each game mode? Why does it have to copy from previous game modes that already exist inside of the game? I think one of my favorite parts of this gameplay is going through the mushroom purple forest, which is right in front of the spawn area, which this is right outside the Reckoning, which is insane. There's also a jump pad here. Is he going to take it? Is he going to take it? Come on, Chopper, take that launch pad. There we go. Look at that gameplay. Oh, baby, that looks nice. Just a wide view of that peripheral area. Look at that area over there. Nice, massive crack over there. That's what she said. But anyways, it looks like it reminds me of that crack from the town from Black Ops 2. It looks pretty cool, man. That was nice. So basically, there's lots of different mechanics inside of the game. You can get around the map with launch pads, which is pretty nice. We have stamina up over here onto the farmhouse, which I love stamina up. And we also have this area over here with a green wall buy. We have a crafting table in this corner. Looks like we can buy self revives. It's still limited to 3, which is still interesting. And we have lots of cages in there. I don't even want to know what they're doing with those cages in there. That's crazy. I don't know if he goes downstairs or not, but there's death perception over here too, which is really nice. It kind of, death perception is your perk where it highlights zombies through walls basically, which is really cool. And you can actually shoot the hanging zombies. That's crazy. How are they still alive? The zombies are never dead. They're always alive hanging from the ropes of the dead of the barn. That's crazy. I think the Ravengers are they're kind of annoying. I think they're the special round of the round-based map for Black Ops 7. So you'll get a max ammo for completing this round. So I'm surprised he hasn't upgraded his armor yet. So that is pretty interesting. There we go. Max ammo. Nice. And it looks pretty cool. Hopefully he starts to use traps here. Oh, he just did a wall jump. You can wall jump in this. That is, I did not know that. I did not know you can do that. You can actually wall jump in this. That is pretty cool. That's going to cause some crazy maneuver around different kind of locations. Like, I think that's going to be really cool in the boss fight. So you can actually pull some tricks out of the Witworks and get really creative there. And this is the outside of the barn. This is a nice open area, man. You could probably train here and just go for camos, which I think the main focus for camos is probably going to be on the barn survival map, which you can actually just play survival on each of these maps anyways. You just got to get your perks and just come to a location that you like and just sit there. He takes the teleporter once again, which is pretty nice, overlooking the small town that looks like buried and kind of with origins with the tube there to turn on the power in that area. And these locations are very highly detailed. He purchases another door, tier 2 armor is on that wall. He opens the map. You can see more gameplay of the outskirts. There's another arsenal machine over there, and I just can't get away with the skybox. Oh, there's a Millie Macchiato behind him. I just saw a glimpse of it, and it's pretty amazing. There's the icon where it shows up when you actually... Oh, that's not Millie Macchiato. That's double tap. What am I thinking? That is double tap. He just purchased double tap. What am I thinking? I thought it was Millie Macchiato, but yeah, it looks pretty cool, and it looks very promising. He explores this area more with secret writings on these walls. He shoots that crawler, and Vulture's 8 is over here, which is quite nice. And this terrain area is just crazy. There we go, blue armor right there, which is tier 2. And just looking at the skybox and the mystery rocks and everything around this location is pretty damn cool, man. It looks more western, which is pretty nasty. That zombie right there looks insane. And just overall, the gameplay looks very incredible. And the thing I don't like is that the medals popping up on the screen there. I don't understand why they had that in zombies anyways. That belongs in multiplayer once again. But anyways, I think this gameplay looks phenomenal. You guys can comment below what do you guys think about this gameplay here. This is from the legend himself, Chopper. I will link his YouTube channel linked below in the description of this video. And Juggernog is down here. Damn, how many perks are in this one location? That is crazy. So I'm guessing during Call of Duty Next, their gameplay is kind of set up to automatically go into a expo, and it creates this giant dark ether bubble, and it spawns in a zombified bear, which is Zursa, and it spawns into other zombies. And this guy is crazy. You'll see his weak points because you can see these spores on his body. I think I do prefer seeing health bars on the zombies because it seems more realistic and actually see how much damage you're doing and how much damage you have left to actually keep shooting, which is really nice. And this zombified bear looks incredibly scary, and he just cleared this round like nothing, man. He deleted this whole area. And fun fact, that phone booth used in this area that goes right into Agartha's house into Revelations, which is a phone booth from Cold War Zombies intro cinematic cutscene from Zombies. Yeah, that's crazy.